Hello Highland Park Community Chorus. This is the third video in our series on breath support. In the first video, we talked about pulling the breath from the abdomen, which jump starts the airflow into our system below the level of the diaphragm and the voice. In the second video, we talked about keeping our rib cage wide so that it doesn't collapse. We suspend the rib cage as if we were still breathing in while we were singing. These two forces act in opposition to each other. As the rib cage stays wide, our abdomen pulls in. The abdomen is active while the rib cage is suspended. These systems of dynamic opposition or resistance exist throughout our body and help us infuse our singing with energy. The third part of this system adds a third axis of support into our system, and you can find it by first putting your fingers below your bottom rib. Once you find a fleshy part underneath that bottom rib, give a little cough, and you feel a push. That push is called the epigastrium. It's a series of muscles. I don't actually know if it's one muscle by itself, but it's a bunch of muscles that work together to sort of protect your abdomen from wild animals in nature, and also it can be used to produce more dynamic resistance in your system with breath support. So the idea is that that muscle which pushes outward can be sustained. This in Italian is called appoggio, which means lean. If you lean with this muscle, then it produces resistance against the muscles lower down, which are pulling inward. And these work together in dynamic opposition. Meanwhile, of course, the rib cage is staying wide. So let's try one more time. Put your fingers underneath your rib cage, cough, and sustain that outward push. I'm still going. This muscle is still engaged. I don't want to say that it's tense. I don't want to say that I'm forcing it outward. I just want to say that it's alive. It's sort of toned. And I want you to use that tone to ground your voice in the lower area of your body. Okay, so sustain that appoggio, which in Italian means to lean. Lean on your epigastrium as you sing. Ah. Together, go. Ah. Breathe in. Ah. Breathe in and lean. Ah. Keep that rib cage wide. Now, if you're feeling really adventurous, you might try doing this appoggio with a fast-moving exercise, such as Check in with your shoulders, wiggle your body, keep it all loose. You can combine the two types of exercises, sustained and moving, to produce some contrast inside your voice, while you continue to lean with the appoggio by doing this. happy song. Thank you for attending these 3 little workshops on breath support. I hope they're helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions.